You're listening to KFWB News Talk 980. My name is Les Brown. I'm Mrs. Mamie Brown's baby boy, and we want to thank you so much for joining our program. You know, one of the goals that we have each day that you listen, this program is very different than all the other programs that you hear on radio, because this program is designed to build your mental resiliency, offset the negatives in your life, and generate new possibilities. Today, we'd like to invite you to become a part of a conversation. We want to talk to you about parents taking a deep breath right now, because having kids is a lifelong job. And the LA Times has a report today that many experts in raising kids see a troubling trend with parents. They don't know how to relax. During a meeting of moms in Bel Air, one of them commented if it was too late for her son to start playing soccer, and her son is only 7 years old. At one university, a mom is talking anxiously about her daughter's interviews with top colleges and wincing about whether she's accepted or even getting financial aid. Then there are young kids walking to Catholic school with their parents. The kids have their hands free. The parents are carrying the backpacks and lunch boxes. There are examples of parents everywhere who try to give their children the extra edge by hiring nannies, consultants, and tutors for schools or sports. Parents who feel that there are only a handful of schools that their child must get into in order to become successful in life. College officials classify the current generation of students in two categories. Listen to this: teacups and Krispies. Teacups are students who have been so protected that they are fragile and can't handle what life throws at them. Krispies are students who have been pushed so hard that they are burnt out by the time they reach college. Pediatrician Sonia Gohill says that most of my parents are just scared they're going to do the wrong thing or not enough, and if they do, their kids will miss the boat. It's like they're in competition from the minute their kids are born. Who's crawling first, and why does it my kid is just sitting here in my lap? Developmental psychologist Susan Ingalls says it's a dangerous myth, especially among middle-class parents, that if you just parent well enough and make all the right decisions about your school that your child goes to and discipline and activities and friendships, that you can fix your child, that you can tailor a child. But you can't, she said. You cannot dictate who your children will become. Researchers believe the anxiety to raise kids come from various places. A parent's desire to raise their children well, competition from other parents and how they're raising their kids, and Hollywood, unrealistic expectations from glamorous moms who raise picture-perfect kids. Well, got a question for you. I want you to listen very closely. And here's the question. We're talking about the schools and how parents want to give their kids the edge, but here's the real question here. What are 3 life lessons that you would want your kids to know that will give them the edge in life? I'll repeat that again. I want you to think about it before you call. What are 3 life lessons that you would want your kids to know that if they do those things, based upon your experience, your wisdom that you've gained from living life, 3 life lessons, think about it, that you would want your kids to know that will give them an edge of being successful? That's one question. Now, here's another question. Listen closely. What do you want your kids to see in your life that you're doing, and that if they apply that is one thing? Now, I'm not talking about what you want them to know based upon what you have learned. Now I'm talking about what they see in your life, that if they do that, they will live a life of success. They will live a life of significance. They will live a life of contribution based upon what they see you doing, based upon what that they see you practicing. You know, have you heard the expression, practice what you preach? Somebody else said, preach what you practice. The number to call is 888-539-2980. That's 888-539-2980. From your living life, we're talking about what the schools are doing and not doing. Parents concerned about their kids getting in the right school with the right teachers to give them an edge. But we want to know, because you are the child's hero, We are the child's first image to look at, to emulate, and to be like, and to aspire. So what is it? The life lessons you want your children to learn, that you have learned from life and living this thing called life, that you say, if they just learn this is what I have learned. I wish I knew this when I was that age. It will make a tremendous difference in their life. Or what is it they see in your life by applying in their lives? It will increase the possibility of them being successful. The number to call is 888-539-2980. Les, come on. What are you doing? You're making me think too hard. Come on, I'm sure. If you're about to leave here now and you had to leave a note for your children saying, baby, here's what I want you to know. Here's what I want you to do. Here's what I have learned from this thing called life. These are some life lessons that mommy has learned. These are some life lessons that your father has learned that would be very beneficial, that will take you through life. I want you to call. I'd like to hear that. That's a compelling question. And I know you have some powerful responses just waiting. You just can't wait to get through. 888-539-2980. Don't lose all your concentration if you're driving. I want you to focus and drive and think too. Okay? Keep your hands on the wheel. 888-539-2980. One of the things that I would want my children and my grandchildren to know, there is no free lunch. No. You got to work. You've got to be willing to go all out. If there's something that you want in this life, you don't have to be the most intelligent person. You don't have to be the most educated person. You don't have to be the most attractive person. But if you're willing to roll up your sleeve, if you're willing to pay the price, I have found that's one of those three things. I know A.L. Williams was right when he said all you can do is all you can do, and all you can do is enough, but make sure all you can do. See, I have come to learn in life that there are two kinds of people in life, those who work and those who watch them. I want to hear from you right now. 3 life lessons that you want your kids to learn from you, from your wisdom. We're talking about the schools and parents wanting to give their kids a competitive edge. Well, what are you doing? And what is it that you're instilling in them? What are the values that you're putting in your kids that will give them the competitive edge above and beyond what the schools are giving them? What is it that they can learn from how you're living your life that, if applied and incorporated in their philosophy and approach to life, it will make all the difference in the world? The number to call is 888-539-2980. That's 888-539-2980. My name is Les Brown. I'm Mrs. Mamie Brown's baby boy, and you're listening to KFWB News Talk.